So guys, how are you? I hope well. Let's go to a subject that has generated many doubts, both for those who have a Switch and for those who have wanted to buy one. Is it worth buying a Switch this year 2022, or is it better to wait until Nintendo releases a new video game? I won't mention all the different rumors, nor go into details about them, but let's talk about some. Recently, it seems that information about a new processor, which would technically be the evolution of the current Nintendo Switch processor, has leaked, and it seems that this time the matter is true. In addition, there is still a theory that says that on the same release date of the new Zelda game, which will be in May 2023, a new Nintendo video game will also be released, along with the game. That's because, for example, the Nintendo Switch itself was released along with Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and for that very reason, many people firmly believe that the new console will be released with Tears of the Kingdom, which is the sequel to Breath of the Wild. If this is, in fact, real, it is certain that we will have announcements about the possible new console between the end of 2022 and the months before the launch of the new Zelda game. We would have then, about 8 months. However, remember that Nintendo has not commented on a new Switch until the present moment, in addition to having already publicly informed that the current Switch still has a lot ahead and that it is halfway through its life cycle. Nintendo Switch was released on March 3, 2017. Not to mention that a lot of people have been saying that the current Nintendo Switch wouldn't handle the new Zelda, and that's why Nintendo would release a new video game, be it a more powerful version of the current Switch, or in fact a new video game, like a Switch 2, for example. What we need to consider, to answer our question, are real facts, namely that Nintendo has publicly reported that the current Switch still has more years to stay alive, and that nothing has been officially announced about a new Switch. Therefore, I have a question for you here. Will even wait for a new Switch, in the confused sea of uncertainty? I answer for myself, which is not the best idea. Whoever does this will miss many opportunities to play really good, cool and fun games, and that goes for old games as well as for the different releases. All this to wait for a video game that so far is not real, or even, if in fact, it is known when it will be released. We currently have 3 versions of Nintendo Switch. The Switch Lite, which is the cheapest and works exclusively portable. The Standard Switch, which is in its second version, which includes improvements in the power management part, and is the intermediate version in terms of value, but which allows it to work in the hybrid model, in which it is possible to play both on TV and in portable mode. And the OLED Switch, which has improvements on the screen, presenting more vivid colors and lower power consumption, improved sound, better stand support, which is that foot on the back of the video game, which serves to leave the Switch standing on some surface, and in the dock, which now comes with a network cable port. There are choices, from the cheapest to the most complete. That is, you could choose, for example, the Lite model, whether buying it new or used, which is much cheaper. After all, it is possible to find the used Lite for less. Play the games you want, and save your money for when, and if, the Switch 2 or Pro is released. Think that, until the release of the new Zelda, we have about 8 months. If, and only if, a Switch 2 is released along with the game, would you wait another 8 months without playing? Even at the cost of missing out on excellent, gamistic experiences? Unless you really don't care about not playing, I'd say it's not worth waiting that long. It's much more productive to make the most of the platform. I remind you again that Nintendo itself has already said that the current console still has a lot of wood to burn. Get to know the exclusive games and the entire immense library that this remarkable little one has. Not to mention the fact that you can take advantage of the console portability to play cross-platform games. Okay, not with the same graphics power, but still just as much fun, if not more, in basically anywhere you want. I add to my opinion that, if Nintendo releases a new video game, we will likely have compatibility between generations, considering that the new Switch is a new generation and not a Pro version. That is, you would have your library ready to migrate to the new model. It would be 8 months of solo fun, with friends and family. For all this information, which generated these arguments, I reinforce that yes, friends, it is very worthwhile for you to buy a Nintendo Switch, whatever version, still in 2022. And I don't want to totally defend the platform with that, because the Nintendo Switch does have its downsides, but it's still an immensely fun console. I've owned it myself for a long time and, from my own experience, I assure you, it has plenty of fun. If you decide to buy the console, try playing big games like Zelda. You have to. It will be incredible. Whichever version you decide to buy, or even wait for a new video game, We here at Revolution Arena wish you lots of fun. Give this video a like and tell us in the comments what you want to do. Article written by Daniel FXDs and published on the Revolution Arena website.